Hi everyone, this is Alan again of Money in Mandarin. Thank you for joining us. And for today, we have Mr. RJ Avelino. He's the communication supervisor of JobsDB. And JobsDB.com is one of the best recruitment companies here, especially in the Asia Pacific. And we're lucky to have him right now to discuss what are the current job opportunities in the job market for bilinguals, especially for Mandarin speakers. And of course, he's gonna help us give us some tips on how to increase your chances in landing these kinds of jobs. And so, RJ, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alan, for having me.
Thank you. And I guess let's get right into it. Okay, with regard to job opportunities in the current environment, what is the current trend do you see in terms of the demand for bilinguals in the job market?
You know what, Alan? Well, we know that there are call centers who are looking for bilingual employees
Yes.
in their respective companies. It's because the reason for this is because you know naman that the biggest population in the world are Chinese
Yes.
are the Chinese people.
Yes.
So some of them migrated from mainland China to the US and Canada and Australia and other parts of the world.
Right.
So that's why well, some companies would want to service them by giving them um, by providing employees that are trained to speak in their native language, because um, um, you know that Chinese people are very much are not so fluent in English, right?
Right. Okay.
Unlike now that they're starting to open up their school curriculum
Mm-hmm.
in terms of speaking in the English language, but most of them are still um, most of them are still comfortable in speaking in Mandarin or in Hokkien.
Right.
So that's the reason why some companies would want to hire bilingual talents who can speak Mandarin and English for their companies. It's because of that, to service the clients, to service their consumers.
Right. And I guess more and more of the Chinese population are becoming stronger consumers, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Like what I have told you, that the bulk of the population are Chinese people. So, um, of course, it's a big market out there for Chinese people. So that's why they're tapping into that market.
Right. And could you discuss what industries are hiring the most bilinguals to tap into this big market?
hmm Um, well, in the Philippines, I'll speak based on our experience and
Okay.
the experience of South City. Um, we have positions for call center agents who are bilingual,
Yes.
meaning they can speak Mandarin and English. It's also nice to note that um, these call center companies are looking for bilingual, not just Mandarin speaking,
Yes.
because if that would be the case, then they'll just go to mainland China and open up their business there. But
Right.
but these migrants from mainland China who are now in Canada and the other parts of the in other parts of the world are also knowledgeable in English. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why they want bilingual and not just one language employee.
Mm-hmm.
They want individuals who know how to speak Mandarin and who know how to speak English,
Right.
so that the consumers are more comfortable with that. The clients, the Chinese people are more comfortable talking to someone
Mm-hmm.
whom they know knows the
Right.
language, their native language. So aside from call centers, we also see bilingual talents in the banking industry,
I see.
because clients are some of their clients are Chinese. Some of the clients in the Philippines of the banks here in the Philippines are Chinese. So that's the reason why they are also hiring bilingual talents. Aside from that, actually more on the industry, we should also focus on the ownership of the company, because
I
if
see.
the owner of the company is Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
therefore that person, the owner would prefer to hire Chinese people than the other race,
I see.
because uh especially if the company is being supplied by companies in mainland China.
Mm-hmm.
So they
I
would
see.
want they would want employees who can directly communicate with their with the companies they deal with in mainland China.
I see. So this one is more of for internal communication rather than customers. Is that right?
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
see. I haven't.
Because
Mm-hmm. Please go ahead.
aside from aside from Chinese being the largest population in the world, they also supply most of the materials, raw
Materials.
materials, and
Right.
products in the world. So that's the reason why, because the suppliers are mostly based in China, so they
Mm-hmm.
would want to get employees who can
Mm-hmm.
speak directly to the suppliers, who know the language of the
I
suppliers.
see. So demand is more of end to end, right? From suppliers to
Yes,
internal, then to customers. The demand
yes,
is
yes,
from end
yes,
to end, really. I
yes,
see.
yes. So aside from that, we also see bulk of bilingual talents, Mandarin and Chinese, in hotel and hospitality management
Right.
industry,
Right.
because well, you know that
Mm-hmm.
uh, visitors are from different countries,
Yes.
so they would want to get someone who knows the language of each visitor,
Mm-hmm.
so that they'll have an edge over their competitors
Yes.
in
I
the
think
hotel.
also the Chinese are becoming the number one in terms of tourists. Like in all over
Yes,
the
yes,
world, they seem to be the ones to buy the high end items in Europe. So I guess
yes,
we
that
want
is
to get
true.
a share of that as well. I
Yes,
see.
that is true. And also aside from that, the another reason why we set up these well multinational companies set up their businesses here
Mm-hmm.
for bilingual talents, uh, bilingual speaking talents, is because they see that number one, the Philippines is very well known in speaking in English.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, we are very close to China.
Yeah, right. Right. Geographically,
Geographically,
yes.
we are very close to China and Hong Kong and Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course the labor cost here is quite low as compared to
Okay.
the other countries.
Right. So after discussing the industries, like what specific positions do are there for interested bilingual talents? Like what kind of jobs are there specifically for them?
hmm Upon looking through the job openings in the website of JobsDB, um, I saw really a diverse opportunities for bilingual talents. Of course, there's call center, but there's also research analysts and coordinators and even executive assistants
I
who
see.
are directly reporting to the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like what I have told you, if the owner of the company is Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
therefore he would prefer a um, Chinese speaking employee
Mm,
as compared to getting um, a, a a pure Filipino.
I see. I think that's one of the. It's not really a misconception, but it's not really a widely known fact that BPO doesn't specifically mean call center only. I heard somewhere
Yes,
that it also means
sorry,
knowledge process
aside from
outsourcing.
call centers who are taking calls and taking care of consumer relations.
Mm,
We also see back office operations
mm,
who needs bilingual talents. so help desk and all that. So they're also looking for bilingual talents. And you know what? The salary is quite
Yes.
high as compared as compared to regular call center or
Mm-hmm.
employee, because they have the language premium.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the language
Right.
premium. If you know another language and you are servicing another nationality
Mm-hmm.
aside from English and American, then you will get that language premium,
I see.
which will amount to about 45,000 up.
Oh,
Just for that, just for the language premium.
that
Hindi pa not including the basic salary and the other benefits.
is the like the 45,000 you mentioned earlier. Is that across the board? Like it also does it also apply to hotel, banking sector, and the like?
Actually, no,
I see.
because uh, uh, that that 45,000 language premium will just be for call centers, for the call
Mm-hmm.
center industry. But for the other industries, there is a language premium, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not that high as compared to the call center industry,
Mm-hmm.
because you know that the call centers are trying their best
Yes.
to capture the market, to tap into the market.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why they need to
I see.
have a higher language premium as compared to the other industries.
So they are compensating for their unattractiveness to the market.
Yes,
I
yes,
see.
yes, that's true.